At times I feel old, like I'm going out of style, so I turn down the music on my FM dial. I beg of you to come and listen for a while and look at this wonderful world through the eyes of a child. This is my chance to escape today, and I don't want to see my dreams chased away. Inside the palace gates is where I stay, cause the world is no longer a safe place to play. It's like the story of the little wooden boy who wanted to live the life that every child should enjoy. I heard it once or twice before. The world is yours for you to explore. I heard my calling as a child and I answered it. When I grow up and finally get my chance to fit, I'll be the sort of man that you can't forget. I used to stare up at the sky on my camping trip in this quiet night of quiet stars and quiet chords on my guitar. Kids out there, I know it might be hard, but I realize how live you are. One day I'll travel from the east to the west to tap into the hidden strength that all men possess. I'll always be young, see a young mind is fresh, and it's clear my memories will one day disappear unless... Do you remember? Yes, I remember.
Dealt a difficult hand, but he had to play with it. Emotionally disturbed when the kid never quit it. Immediately took charge running his new neighborhood. Makes me laugh thinking when he built forts from wood. And if anybody touched him, then that's the rise. If anybody front into the creek, they get cast. At school, everybody saying who's the new kid. I heard he's from Chicago. Last week nobody did such and such. That's how rumors get started. But at lunch acting all retarded, eating Captain Crunch. Thought he was funny, little dummy making a scene. Looking happy on the outside, but inside me, a lot of anger built up from things in the past. Such an unreal life, reality hard to grasp. That's the life of my memory embedded in my brain. As he started growing, things started to change.
Who has the right to know what life's a steady flow? Who can say what's right or wrong for people?
I can still hear the music this old box used to play. And the man that I am's cause of you, and they can't take that away.
Just an old-fashioned love song.
Saturday morning, waking up yawning, smelling mom's cooking, and I couldn't stop looking at the TV. Feature double feature, Godzilla vs. Rodan and King Ghidorah. I gotta watch, but here's Pops with a bag of 45 records. He had handpicked and carefully selected. Pat Benatar rocked the Casbah Clash. Damn, I wanna see what else he's got in his stash. REO Speedwagon, now it's time for Jackson. Michael, when he dropped Thriller, we went psycho. Dancing like our living room's a club. Then I fell in love, thoughts of performing years later. Now I'm touring, traveling the globe, and my music's my...
Well, I landed in the summer up on 26th Ave when there was very little stressing and it wasn't so bad. When I was more concerned with my yo-yo and the chess club than how to get some more throw and the next buzz. Shells from Cooper, shrooms for extra lives. Cannons got you high and a 9 was just my bedtime. Coke was cola and parties meant slumber. Mary Jane was just a name and a 40 was just a number. When I went to parks often and not to get drunk, and if I needed a sack it was just for lunch. With 7 a.m. popping Flintstone vitamins instead of my friends on ecstasy and Vicodin. And life has been, well, it's just so hectic with all the pressures trying to fit into the Tetris. But if I could, then I'd change my ways, cause it was all so great just back in the days.
I recall Fridays used to be my days. Young and in the hallways, kids leering sideways at me and my new J's. Walkman blasting Cool J on the bus ride home. Read what my eyes say. Lazy for the weekend and the streets are my bridesmaids. Football till sundown, that was a rundown. Homebound then up late. Cherish every instant on the fly. Grades didn't matter to me much. Evident on report cards and lies I'd say about my life and raising hell to every teacher frustrated with me and my days. Off attitude in class, I was daydreaming about the next Friday. The attitude would pass when it arrived. The thought of having children stresses me to know they'd have to find their way across the asphalt. Minor stage in my development, yet so relevant to my final page. For that final grade, final grade, final grade, final grade.
And I miss those days when it wasn't all about bills and trying to get paid. Free as a young bird, remember that great age when all you had to do was go to school and make the grades. My mama bought me every new toy that came out, and we all congregated at my grandmother's house. And when she tell you stop running in and out, that's what she mean. And the only job you had was to keep your room clean. But soon things got deeper, developed romances, and getting phone numbers singing that dances, and your partners rode with you right or wrong, clean or dirty. If your curfew was at 10, you begged for 10:30. You was considered cool if your game ran smooth, and dudes got ranked out of the school for fake name brand shoes. And it was always funny as long as it's not you. Even through the tough times, I'm grateful I got through. When we was young and the only thing we did was laugh and play.
Whenever I hear the name Molly, I think of high school. Sweet and unfulfilled teen prophecies at a drive-through. Sleepy town sweaters and property that we'd climb to. Soundtracks to movies we probably could have died to. And every time I hear the name Annie, I think of heartbreak. Laying still forever, watching Kissing Camel Park shapes. How love went flying a million miles from me. But singing along to songs that we'd never consider country held heaven an inch above me. It all had meaning then, meaning that these days I'd die to see again. In my wallflower years we blossomed in on the bottom bed. Smelled like teen spirits that hadn't reached our nirvanas yet. But I was tired of my groggy-eyed dream. I was positive the world was gonna end by 19. I was king of parking lots that would've never drive free, thinking someday the best of times are meant to find me. But I woke up forgetting what it means to live, and looking back saw a list of all the reasons that I did. I took them all for granted, I'm guilty, I plead the fifth. And I'm realizing maybe all I need is this.
Maybe all I need is...
Wish you could've stayed a few more days. When I close my eyes, I still remember your face.
I remember climbing up the branches, advancing to the treetops, staring at the sun through the leaves until the breeze stops. Wrestling with friends, hit them with some knee drops, and put a rubber sling between sticks and squeeze shots at my neighbor's house. Cause I knew that he was lying, he would beat his kids I couldn't see, but always heard him crying. Like, picture me as I'm stepping to this man, young ass kick a softball weapon in my hand, huh? It's kinda funny reminiscing on those days. The disappearing of my innocence is on a milk crate, man, I miss it. And if it was a woman, I would kiss it and let her know she's always welcome in my life to visit.
It's the end of times. It's the best of times. It's the end of times. Best of times, the end of times. I was always on deck, I was next in line. An only child with a pen and pad, writing a list of things I could never have. Walls in my house were paper thin, every squabble seemed to get deafening. If my memory serves me correctly, I made it a point to avoid and forget some things. Proudly to keep from being embarrassed, never meant to upset or give grief to my parents. Kept my secrets, hidden my talents in my head, never run to the mattress. Therapy couldn't break me, never learned a word that would ensure safety, so I spoke softly. And I tiptoed off, and the door to my room was like a big old coffin. The way that it creaked when I closed it shut, anxieties peaked when it opened up, as if everything that I was thinking would be exposed. I still sleep fully clothed. It was the best of times.
First fight, third grade, I was swinging from the shoulders with this kid named Uriah. He was 3 years older and like 2 feet taller. I finished it, he started it, all over this chick named Barbara Johnson. Nonsense, I thought once the principal came. That fat lip really put a dent in my game. Never in my life have I felt such pain. Got sent home, but I held my own. Slept in every morning, it was like a vacation. How'd I make it to 6th grade graduation? Cause I was always ditching, hung around with some misfits with ADD, and they all smoked weed. Never read a piece of literature, wasn't good listeners. Never paid attention, so they hung around me. While my parents was out in the streets, I built my world on a blank sheet, just thinking in myself.
Even though I'm young and I can't see the borders.
It was still dark when Mark arrived, maybe 6:45 in the morning time. In the 10th grade, we was tight friends, but neither of us had a driver's license. His aunt was a flight attendant, and she'd leave town with a Cadillac unattended. So we used to get tempted, that intense tendency to tend to what we wasn't meant to. We would skip out on class and shit to go visit other schools, just trying to act cool. And looking back, I have to laugh at it, cause all we did was burn up gas and flunk math, fool. But still, it was super ill. I mean, 2 teenagers in a new Seville with 1987 in the tape deck. That was a part of my life that I'll never forget. It went, the soundtrack still runs through my head. I gotta keep every single step. As old as we get, we don't.
Yeah, I remember
remember sneaking out back in the day, squeezing past my squeaky gate. I hit the night looking to blaze, Robber deep, faded on the sleepy streets. Up late and underage, rampage, drinking 40s in the storm drain. Not afraid, we had all kinds of plots, igniting lighter bombs. High up in the mountain, drop a microdot, rooftop balloon launch. We drop bowling balls off the city college garage and do donuts in the parking lot. Being a kid and just loving it, doing dumb shit in the summer, lift tickets at the summit. Fuck it, mugging old heads, bumping no effects. We hit the road west, blessed and visible with no regrets. Prick my heart with young love like a hard drug. Scars and tongues slip out my arms like a drunk hug. On the cliffside where the valley lights the sky, we stood still on those foothills, frozen in time.
For the past time, living as one like it's your last life. Smoking it slowly, yeah, well that's fine. And hold the drone, take note before we gone old and grown. For the past time, living as one like it's your last life. Smoking it slowly.
You know, I don't really want to grow up if it means getting older.
See, what I really don't get is why the big kids never get grounded after playing ding dong ditch. And the slingshots look like mighty fun. Sure wish that I had one, that way I could stand up to bullies instead of trying to run.
Yeah, and they always get the baseball cards from the policeman. Being tall don't make you smart, at least we can always find something to do, like looking at the clouds with my best friend. That's you.
I'm not sure what to say. I'm just happy that we're small enough to look up at the sky and feel okay. And I'd be lying if I tried to say that I don't feel the same way that you do. So let's be on our way, it's time to play.
Oh, to the jungle gym or to the swimming pool. School's out forever and I hope I'm never too cool to keep on making my life better. Whether 5, 25 or 80, as long as I'm alive, I'm in love and forever change.
I will never turn my back to a lollipop.
I remember beating on the tables, no interest from the majors. High school China shows, Buddhist off the stages. Wardrobe busted up, we couldn't afford the labels. Cheap ass backpacks, sneakers at a mask stack. Man, I remember so vividly them hating on my everything. Vocal tone, symmetry. And it wouldn't let me hit the weed. Women wasn't feeling me, they wouldn't even look at me. Looking at my shoes, bending at the toes. Looking at my clothes, holding up the nose. Strolling on by, flip a finger, here to pose for them drug dealers serving by my elevator doors. So, had to keep it on just to keep on. Never let them see you sweat, wonder we gon' be on. Holding a couple stacks in the platinum strap. Making some new cool shit, screaming bitch be gone. But what do I know? But what do I know? What do I know?
Born blind in the winter with an empty head. The snow covered up the Camry, the whole house slept. Drawing pictures in the bed, waking up and racing down the stairs, trying to catch my breath was so simple. Superman, trick or treat, wet socks, bike rides in the summer to the best spots. Could've sworn I was king of the best odds, running around with the dogs in the backyard. Growing, never knowing what the past done. Living life like the mystery of packed lunch. Getting whooped in the playground, scratched up. Coming home after school on the last bus. Back then it was all about laughs. Hit the corner store for the new Fleer packs. Mine was a religion and happiness was a fact. It's a shame how the time goes past, moving so fast. It's like I'm moving at light speed. Slow down. You need to slow down every once in a while sometimes, to see how the world goes round. You need to slow down every once in a while, 'cause you don't know, you don't need to go so fast. Things changed in the pop shop, got an offer.